Fan.
All right, final hour. Nordo in for PA. It's vocal maintenance. He'll be back tomorrow. Lieber in the mix. Charchi, some fantasy football related conversation. Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Eyebrow hair maintenance.
I think that was waxed recently, actually.
Really?
The eyebrow, yeah. Yeah, now technically he has two. Yeah, no, he just...
He went from looking to like a poor man's George Clooney to a poor man's Mark Bulger to a poor man's Albert Einstein.
And that is Lavelle Neal III, columnist, Star Tribune, coming in hot. Your Bears, I do want to get to your Bears.
Of course you do.
You guys have all emerged from 15 years of hibernating and now are out in public. You're wearing your big, the orange and blue jerseys and the C on your caps.
Foraging all over the NFC North.
Just making knowing eye contact with other Bears faithful is now, I used to worry about Packers fans tainting and intoxifying my communities, and it might be Bears fans.
Well, we're not conceited. We're not arrogant, conceited, paint thinner drinking miscreants like the Packer fan nation is.
I think that's perfectly worded.
Thank you.
I couldn't agree with you more. You hit me.
I got Brent Blakemore's here.
I'll just show myself out. That's fine.
Yeah, no, I think you nailed it. Yeah, it's weird seeing him at the sink in the bathroom. But at any rate, you were in Sioux Falls covering the curling trials.
Yeah.
And you hit me with first the end of an era, and then suddenly in Chaska, where I live, we might have world-class Olympic curlers in my midst.
Yeah, well, first of all, I met John Schuster in 2014, 2 weeks before he was headed to the Olympics. I can't remember where the 2014 Olympics were at. I was in the Loon Cafe, downtown Minneapolis.
Was that North Korea? Pyongyang?
That's 2018.
Oh, my bad.
Sochi?
Sochi. I think it was Sochi.
Okay.
Yeah. So I met him. I met Tyler George, John Landsteiner, Matt Hamilton. They're in town. They're getting ready to shove off to the Olympics. The second time I met John Schuster was 2018, before he went to Pyongyang, and at Moose Country in Lilydale, which is now closed. And it was a week before they were headed to the Olympics. And, of course, we all know what happened there. Yeah. The fantastic match against Sweden when he put up the 5 spot in the 8th end, or maybe the 9th end, to win gold. And then just kept running into him after that every now and then. So I've known John for over 10 years.
That's cool.
The fact that he has gone to 5 consecutive Olympics is just mind-boggling to me.
It is.
So it was really a weird moment in Sioux Falls when they lost to Danny Casper's team in the finals of the U.S. trials. Danny Casper's team curls out of the Chaska Curling Club.
Yeah.
And I know some curling people get mad at me about this because apparently that center in Chaska is badass. I haven't been there. I hear a lot about it.
Well, so it's right next to this place, Crooked Pint.
Okay.
So you can actually, while you're in the restaurant.
There was a Crooked Pint in Sioux Falls.
Yeah, and there's one I think down in Savage at 13 and 42. There's Crooked Pints all over the place.
So
but you can sit and you can get your tall beer and your burger, and you can apparently watch. I did not know this. Danny Casper and an Olympic high-end curling squad in there.
All right, well, local curling people, don't jump on me in this because I know the Team Peterson, the sisters. Tabitha's the skip, and Tara's I think she's the second on the team.
Man, you know a lot about curling.
They came out of the St. Paul Curling Club, but now on the curling website, they're listed as coming out of Chaska now. So I think maybe you go there to train. I don't know. Maybe I can get straightened out on that. But Minnesota is the capital of curling in the United States. John Schuster was out of Chisholm, Minnesota. Chris Plyce, his second, was his third. He's out of Duluth.
Landsteiner was up there too, right?
Yeah, he just retired. He got replaced by Colin Huffman.
Okay.
Colin Huffman was born in Fairbanks, Alaska, but apparently lives in Minnesota now, lives in the Twin Cities. But people have moved to the state of Minnesota.
Yeah, because I
get their curling game on.
I met Schuster up. We did 9 to Noon did a show up in Duluth, and I got to meet.
But didn't Schuster do initials here a few weeks ago?
He may have.
I think he did.
Yeah.
So anyway,
star-studded every Friday morning, I think at 8:15.
Danny Casper's like the young buck. Schuster's 43, and Casper is 24. And his family is in the Green Bay area, but he grew up on the East Coast in New York. and then moved here to get his curling game on. There's people who have moved to Minnesota because of the curling infrastructure here to take advantage of it. So right now, both Team Peterson and Team Casper have to go to British Columbia to qualify for the Olympics. There's 2 spots left in each field, and they have to face 7 other nations in order to go to the 2026 Olympics in Italy. So it was a great run. And the thing is, these people are all friends. Like, I got a story that's either going online today or maybe tomorrow about, like, they like renting. They do the Airbnb bit. All right. And so all these teams did Airbnb in Sioux Falls. Well, Casper ended up in the house next to Schuster all week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, like, there's by-play going on during the week. They're friends, so Casper would come over and hang out with them, But Sunday night, when Casper's team knocked off Schuster, emotional moment, Colin Huffman, was kind of composing himself while he's trying to talk, to NBC. But Team Schuster walked over to Casper's place at like 11:30 at night with pizza, and they sat up to 2 a.m., shooting the breeze, talking curling, hanging out, playing foosball. That's the curling community for you. It's friendships built through competition, which is that strikes me I find very fascinating with this group. So
that's super cool. I'm glad you were down there. We didn't get to have you in studio into the Bears week, but it's cool that you got to see that.
I had the pleasure of covering the Beijing Olympics in 2022, and it's got me activated about
until you got COVID.
The winner. Well, the guy in front of me had COVID, not me. I was in close quarantine.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Close contact.
It just activated me because there were 30 Minnesotans on the Olympic team, starting with the curlers, with the hockey players. That's what I met Brock Faber.
Yeah.
The women's team, half the Frost was on it. Jesse Diggins, and all the skiers and everything. It was something to write every day. And so
37 Minnesotans. 30, excuse me.
We're not going to Italy this year. It's not cost effective anymore. And
I get you.
I'm bummed out about it, but I still feel we need to make sure we get these stories out about our local athletes. And so, yeah, I asked to go to Sioux Falls so I could cover this, and because I know a lot of people care about curling in the state.
Oh, that's awesome, man! I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
And can we hit the Covenant cleanup sounder? I know you just beg to hit this every single time that I fill in.
It's a Covenant cleanup. We say stupid things all of the time.
Where'd this come from?
I don't know.
Covenant cleanup, according to you, an unforgivable crime. Covenant cleanup, sponsored by nobody.
Yeah. So the Olympics. And it didn't sound right as soon as I said it. The Olympics, I believe, in 2018 were in Pyeongchang in South Korea.
Yeah,
you can't have the.
No, we corrected it.
I said North Korea because
you did?
Because I say stupid things all of the time. So I apologize for that grave error. You're not holding the Olympics in just a communist wasteland.
Yeah, about an hour and a half ago, my story dropped on StarTribune.com about Danny Casper's rink being a step close.
That's on the website.
Yeah, it's on the website right now. So
StarTribune.com. Lavelle, you came in, you started screaming "bear down." Like, it was kind of an ugly scene, and it was off air, and hopefully the webcams weren't working at the time. Your team's 7-3. Mm-hmm. They beat my favorite team. Very frustrating. Big kick return, and Cairo Santos found his way
through. Yeah, too bad PA isn't in the studio here, because I remember last week when we were talking, we were going through the standings. I was like, yeah, the Bears are in this place, and then there's a team in fourth place, and PA throws in there, not for long. Well, how long are the Vikings going to be in last place now before they start climbing out of the cellar?
Well, it's potentially going to be it's going to be the rest of the season, Lavelle. And then you know what we're going to do is we're going to do what your team did. We're going to get a fourth place schedule. We're going to win 13 games again with the kid QB, and everything's going to be fine. With that said, your team's 7-3. Mm-hmm. You have beaten the 7 opponents, a collective. I think it's like let's call it 19-47-1 in that record.
Mm-hmm.
But as I've been kind of saying, just framing it up, it's like, but there's belief there. Like, what are you thinking about your Bears at 7-3? And just kind of, I mean, first of all respect, Ben Johnson's done a bang up job with this thing, and he deserves a ton of respect for that. Dennis Allen finding his way through injury with that defense. Like, what are you loving about your Bears in the North right now?
I just like the fact that there's improvement, and it looks like, I believe I'm on the Bears text string here in town, and
of course,
I was like, belief is permeating throughout Hallis Hall right now because they feel like
/Allery's.
they've got a game, they've got a chance to win every game they play in now. Do they have like a marquee signature victory? No, they don't. You play the schedule that you've been handed to, but listen, the Bears have been in last place in the division for how many years?
Yeah, quite a while.
They've been playing on a string of last place schedules. All right. And they still stunk. So this is an improvement. And I will say this too. We also forget this, that coaching malpractice has ruined this team last year. Caleb Williams brought the Bears back multiple times. They scored 15 points in like 40 seconds against the Vikings at home, lost that game. They drove down the field, got within field goal range of tying the Packers at home. That got blocked. There was a Washington fiasco.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a Thanksgiving Day fiasco. All right. So there's 4 games right there that Matt Eberflus just kicked just from coaching ineptitude.
Oh, the Turkey Day.
Yeah.
Could have called a timeout, but didn't, right?
Yeah, exactly. So now these last second things are being converted now. They get plays, either a blocked field goal, a timely pass to Colston Loveland against the worst tackling team in the NFL. So it's working out. Even, I was mad about, I thought they should have went for it on 4th and 5 in the fourth quarter, but it worked out. The Vikings came down and took the lead, and then
is that when they kicked that last field goal there?
Was that the one they
or
missed?
Or did they punt?
The one they punted on.
Okay.
And maybe a 4th and 7. I don't know. But it was like at the 40. It was right in a weird
I understand
spot there. And, Carol Santos, who, he's a source of constant debate among the Bears fans in town about whether he's good or not. He missed that one field goal, which would have made things easier.
I think I saw some weird
stat. He came back and hit the game winner.
Doesn't he hold a record, though, like Robbie Gould? I just picture, would Robbie Gould be considered maybe your longest tenured or best kicker?
Yeah, I would.
And then there was frustration because he ended up going to the Niners and had some success there, too.
Well, John Fox, he had one bad year, and John Fox punted him after that year, which was a mistake.
That was probably a mistake.
And he went to San Francisco and thrived again.
But I think Cairo holds your Bears record now in like 50-yard plus field goals.
He might. He's up there in terms of like accuracy, too.
Well, that matters.
So he's been functioning. He doesn't have the big leg. And, we're in an era now where damn near every kicker can hit a 60-yarder except Carol Santos.
Except
I don't think. I think during warm-ups, I was reading something. The Bears reporters were tweeting that he was hitting 58-yarders in warm-ups before the Vikings game. Which was okay. That's good. That's outstanding for him.
That's not bad.
But it worked out. The Bears had the huge kick return. It's a combination of them taking advantage of what they saw from the Vikings. Plus, as we saw, Matt Daniels talking yesterday about how everybody tried to play hero ball on that and got out of their space, out of their responsibility, out of the gaps. Yeah, exactly.
Man. And Duvernay's kind of, understated. I can't necessarily say underrated. He had time to make hay in Baltimore and was just kind of a ham and eggs. But the return game, he's been nice, man. Him and, Blackwell, the other guy?
Yeah, Josh Blackwell.
Yeah, but you have two nice players.
Functional guys, yeah.
And, on our side of things, I'm thinking all the penalties. I'm thinking all the miscues. Miles Price has a kick return TD taken away because of a holding penalty at Detroit. So we're loving on Miles. Then Miles fumbles it twice the next week against the Ravens. Now we're hating Miles. Then he has the kick return this last week that put the Vikings in a spot where it was 2 plays, Jordan Mason into the end zone. So we're loving Miles again. Outside of the kicker, man, just the inconsistency with our special teams in a year where we needed everything to be solid, rock solid, and reliable around the kid QB. It's been anything but that, and your Bears are just steamrolling ahead. You don't even need NFL caliber corners, it appears, as like your entire secondary is hurt. You haven't had Gordon or Jalen Johnson,
our Pro Bowler. Yeah,
did he come back and then got hurt again, or was he?
He did.
Okay,
so did Kyler Gordon too.
Yeah, so ridiculous. And 7-3.
Actually, Jalen Johnson's practice window opened last week. So he's in line to get back on the field here shortly. Kyler Gordon should be here playing in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And TJ Edwards, who is huge for our run defense, is close to returning too.
Oh, good for
so
you.
The Bears defense has not been 100% healthy all year. The Vikings know about that because they had to wait out Van Ginkel and Blake Cashman and now Grenard
this last week.
So, but the continued Bears fan line here, The Bears don't have the signature wins like New England's 8-3, but they can say we won at Buffalo and we beat who's the other?
Well, New England's 9-2.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
9. But they won at Buffalo and they won in Tampa Bay.
Those are two nice victories.
The Bears don't have that. And
you know what's crazy too, though? The 9-2 Patriots. They lost to those Raiders that we saw the other night. Week 1. How about that? In New England, by the way. Like, just kind of crazy how seasons go. The Patriots might be the story of the year, but in the North right now, it's your Bears. You think they stay atop the North?
I've got my concerns.
I think it's still the Kiddies.
I got my concerns just because the defense hasn't been whole. I like to see everybody healthy. Our pass rush is lacking still. But once you have Edwards and Johnson and Kyler Gordon in the mix, that makes a difference.
And we believe that that's going to take place at some point.
In the next month, I would imagine.
Okay.
But our schedule now gets harder.
Mason Rudolph at home.
Well,
or maybe
do we
it's
know?
Rodgers.
They just said he's not going to have surgery. Does that mean he's not going to play? I mean, I don't know. I would imagine Rodgers, this could be his last time playing in Chicago.
I think it's Rodgers.
He loves beating the Bears. And he actually says nice things about Chicago, the city, and its fans. He just likes the city.
Yeah.
But he enjoys beating the Bears.
He just says that so he can walk the streets in the offseason.
Well, I know he's talked about walking the streets and people engaging him in conversations and enjoying those back and forths, Yeah,
he stays on Michigan Avenue or inside the loop, and he just, he loves engaging. But he says nice things so he doesn't get harassed.
So after Pittsburgh, the Pennsylvania swing continues with the Bears at Philadelphia on Black Friday.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Is Philly are they playing at their best right now? Absolutely not. They've got offensive issues with Jalen Hurts, but their defense is badass.
They still win every game.
Yep, they do. Then after that, we've got Packers. I can't remember if that first game's at home or away.
It's at Lambeau.
At Lambeau.
Yeah.
Then we have Cleveland Browns.
Oh, you're good.
Then Packers again.
Yeah.
Then 49ers, then end of the season against Lions at the crib.
Oh, that is a gauntlet.
Yeah, it is a gauntlet.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know how many wins we're getting the rest of the way here. We got to win.
You got to get the Steelers.
We got to get the Steelers game.
And you got to get the Browns.
That will give them 8 wins, and then they have to cough up 2. You get to 2, I got to imagine you can be a wild card team. If they beat the Steelers and go 8-3, they have 6 games left. If they go 2-4,
they need to.
They'll be 10-7. And that should be enough to get in the postseason, right?
Well, I think it is. I was trying to play this game. Like, the Panthers are kind of cool. It's cool story. They're 6-5. I think it's Canales down there. He's done a pretty good job. And you see Bryce Young throwing for 400+ yards, but grand scheme, he's a
little better. He's better.
They've won with running and a good defense, too.
Yeah. And I wrote about this before the Vikings game and said, JJ's looking at Caleb over there on the other side of the field. Caleb's a better quarterback than he was a year ago. Yeah. So JJ's going to be better a year from now than he is right now. And 2 years from now, he's going to be better than he will be a year from now.
Right.
He's just got to get on the development path. Bryce Young, who I don't like he looks like he weighs 175 pounds, so I got concerns about him.
He looks fragile.
Yeah, but
is our quarterback fragile though? I mean, and the knee, it's tough. Everyone gets the knee. It feels like. I mean, that's not, an impossible thing to suffer the meniscus injury, but then it's the ankle. He's got a pad on his freaking hand. Like, I know people, it's like he's only started 5 games. I get it. Well, he's been in the league for a year and a half. Injuries have to be part of the conversation with JJ.
He's a hockey player. You figured he'd be tough enough to not have to worry about these things, right?
Well, I couldn't believe 2 weeks ago they did the trick pass back to McCarthy, and then they wanted to set up a couple of blockers on like a 3rd and 11 and get JJ out running. And then he dives head first and took just a nasty hit. I don't need the kid taking those kind of hits.
Yeah, I wonder if KOC called Ben Johnson for that play. That was kind of not KOC-ish there.
Well, and then he didn't run at all in the Bears game, staying in the pocket.
I think they got to move the pocket for him a couple times. Cut the field in half, let him roll out, and cut the field in half a little bit for him and see if he can make plays that way.
Well, part of the adjusting of the game, though, Dennis Allen knows what he's doing, right? I mean, he was down in the Bayou making memories for many years.
We're starting Nashon Wright at corner and winning games, and that he's been another point because I'm not a fan. He's been around the ball so many times, but he gets beat.
No, he gets beat.
But
against JJ.
But I think he's got 4 picks.
Yeah.
He's got fumble recoveries. He's got the flashy stats that you want from a defensive back, but
he's got a pick 6 against my guy.
But people go at him. People go at Tariq Stevenson, who's a little bit better. He's kind of moved on from the whole Washington fiasco. But and we got some guy named McLeod as a 3rd corner. I mean, and somehow this has been without a strong pass rush. And Dennis Allen's been able to figure this out.
But it was smart, though, because they played the contain game a lot with McCarthy. And, I'm still trying to figure out what I think of Will Fries at the guard spot. There were on one where he nearly threw a third interception, and Addison had to come back and play defensive back. And I think it was Stevenson and Brisker maybe they collided, and one of them was kind of hurt his elbow.
I remember that play, yeah.
But Fries got knocked back 7 bleeping yards into McCarthy's lap. And if you look at the situation, that wasn't a spot where he really had any. I think it had to be part of the game plan with Dennis Allen, where he's like, I'm not letting you get out, because there was not a lot of room for him to get nimble and negotiate if the interior of the pocket was collapsing.
I don't think the Bears blitzed a lot. No,
they didn't.
Flores, someone said they claim he blitzed 70% of the time against Caleb.
Oh, Eric Wilson was trying to live in the backfield on Sunday, yeah.
I was like, because he did not blitz Caleb in week 1. All of a sudden, he brought the funk last week, and it didn't work.
No, it's what.
But Caleb wasn't great either. He overcooked some throws and missed some guys who were open. JJ's just throwing fastball at the fastball. He reminds me of Joe Zamaya, the guy with the Tigers had a 103-mile-an-hour fastball, didn't know what was going and didn't have a secondary pitch.
No need to show it every time.
He needs a secondary pitch, man.
That's with Caleb, I'll say this. I'm not impressed by Caleb Williams in the respect that I think that he's a high-end QB at this stage. I'm just not.
He's not there.
However, he's not making those mistakes. He's nearly impossible to be sacked, and he does have the ability athletically. And just kind of like when JJ turned the brain off and you get that final drive, they take the lead, JJ shows those glimpses of greatness and ability.
Yeah.
Caleb has that too. So he's not giving it to the other team. He's not getting sacked 68 times, and he's making smart plays in moments, even if in the end, he's bailing out on some of those deep throws and he's not hitting them. Thank goodness. Dunze was gone on a play. If he doesn't overthrow him, DJ Moore got loose and he couldn't connect. That thing could have looked way uglier than it did. He's not ruining games for you.
He's not
anymore.
the risk taker that McCarthy is. McCarthy's been a risk taker, man. He has. And I'm just going to what last week's game against, who did you guys lose to last week? Not the Bears game.
Ravens.
The Ravens.
Yeah. 8 false starts if you were counting.
What the TV folks claimed that 6 of his picks were on passes trying to hit Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that's correct.
So make it 7 now. So he's got 7 of his picks.
Yeah, to Byard, yeah.
Are on throws to Justin Jefferson. Mm-hmm. So, which is weird because there's something he's not doing right there, because the other JJ, 18, has caught passes from every freaking quarterback that KOC's trotted out there.
6 or 7 of them.
Yes, yeah. He has. But it's not working well with McCarthy. So I don't think McCarthy's putting the ball. He's either overcooking the fastball again, or he's not putting it up high where only Jefferson can get it to.
It's all the above.
Yeah.
That's the frustrating thing. Is like from game 1 through game 5, you're not saying there's nothing tangible to say that he's obviously regressed. There's nothing tangible to say that he has obviously progressed, because it might be a pace issue or lack of touch. It might be just blatant inaccuracy. You see bits and then you see the drive, like manufacturing 3 touchdowns, fourth quarter, week 1. You see what he did in the Lions game. You open up. Scoring on those first 2 drives meant everything in that game at Ford Field. And then you see the drive that he executed when you had to have it to take the lead for about 50 seconds. So you see those bits. I think it's all of it. Like on that throw that he made that was picked off by Byard, I think he needs to throw it a second earlier. He needs to throw it before Jefferson gets outside the hashes, where Byard can then come and kind of bail on his guy near side and actually affect that play. And what does he do? He picks it off. He's throwing it late. He's not processing it quickly. And maybe, some of those decisions that are being made are the wrong ones. So game 6, we just got to be patient with the kid, right?
It's a process, man. Trust me, I've watched this with Mitch Trubisky, Justin Fields, and now Caleb Williams. All right?
Unbelievable. That's Lavelle, Neal III. We're going to pause. When we come back, we are going to talk maybe more border battle specific, because we have a diseased Packers fan on the other side of the glass. And we're just going to get Lavelle's thoughts on how these two teams stack up.
Are we going to talk USA, Paraguay? Uruguay, I mean?
We're not talking about Uruguay.
It's a big win, Nordo.
World Cup 2026.
It was an ass kicking.
Oh, what is it, 5-1, I think? Something like that?
5-1. And Uruguay did not have this full team, but they still had some high-quality players. The defensive midfield was an unholy alliance of Manchester United and
Was
Tottenham
Suarez
players.
playing? Suarez is Uruguayan, isn't he?
He's nuts. No, he wasn't playing. He's 38 years old now.
Just checking. They didn't have Suarez. Maybe that was the issue. I don't even know if he is from Uruguay. That sounds right, but I could be very, very wrong, but I'm going to roll with it. At any rate, no, we're not going to talk about that right
You
now.
asked me if Diego Forlan played for them? He's like 42 now.
But he was good,
He
man.
was good.
Off the set pieces.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I love that guy. When we return, we'll hit up some border battle and continue the conversation with the Star Tribune columnist extraordinaire Lavelle Neal III as we continue 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Kind of a dumb, quick segment here. Lavelle Neal III in studio, the Star Tribune, thestartribune.com. It's not dumb that Lavelle's here. It's just dumb what I planned for this particular segment. Lavelle, here's what's going to happen.
Oh, no.
You
got a plan?
Well, it's the border battle this weekend. Brett is a diseased Packers fan, so just in almost like baby game, the way PA would frame it up, style, you are just going to arbitrate various position groups and who's got the better mix.
Oh, really?
And it's nice to sit on the throne when your team's 7-3. It must be nice to be able to peek your head out and publicly proclaim to everybody that you are indeed a Bears fan and you don't get laughed at.
Yeah.
In fact, there's probably points of reverence.
I stopped at the cleaners on the way over here, and I was in the cleaners, and the guy was in there with a Bears hat on, and I said, "Bear down." He said, "Yes, sir." So it's safe to come out now if you're a Bears fan in town.
Well, there's a movement happening. Allery is got to be packed, and maybe some will even try to steal some of the love and try to become Bears bars of their own.
That's possible. I think there's one.
Until they only win 2 down the stretch and find their way out of the playoffs.
I believe there's a West Metro Bears bar somewhere. I know East Metro's Allery's is, of course, the epicenter of Bears fandom and excitement and great barbecue as well.
Yeah, 7-3 with a negative point differential. There's a lot to be happy about.
That's from one game and one game only.
Yeah,
it's just from one game.
They all count. All right, so simply enough here, I'm just gonna keep a tally here. Quick run through it. Quarterback's pretty obvious, right? Love is. I mean, that's okay. That's Packers.
Yeah, it just happens to be JJ McCarthy. I think of it. If it's Caleb Williams, I have to think about it.
All right. How about this? How about this? Brett, you have the best individual running back of the group in Josh Jacobs.
Is he healthy? How's his knee?
I think he's iffy to play. No permanent damage, it sounds like.
As of now, questionable for this week. They say it's either this week or next week.
So do we go on based on what's on the roster now? Who's going to be available Sunday?
We can go in totality. If Jacobs doesn't play, that's clearly the Vikings.
Yes.
I'm thinking Jacobs is the best singular back.
I agree.
But I think that the stable in Minnesota is better if properly utilized.
Yeah, I actually would agree.
Yes, KOC, properly utilized.
Hey, I didn't say it. I'm just shooting from the lip here. Offensive line. All things considered, from Darisaw through O'Neal.
Bookend tackles.
Versus Rasheed Walker, who's actually acquitted himself quite nicely in that
Jenkins
spot.
is out now, right?
Elgton's out of the mix.
Is it Elgton? I never pronounced that correctly.
Elgton, I believe.
Elgton.
Elton's fine.
Elton.
Yeah.
We can just call EJ. That's fine.
That's a big loss because he's so versatile for them.
I have to go Vikings have a better offensive line.
I would say that similar to your running back, where you think Jacobs is the best individually, I think CD is the best individual O-lineman out of the 2 units. Really, I don't think either O-line is much to write home about. I don't think the Packers O-line's playing particularly well. But I don't think the Vikings O-line has helped anybody, whether it be Wentz or Aaron Jones or J.J. McCarthy. So I really think you just have to go with who is the least bad O-line, and I think I would go Green Bay.
Well,
but CD is the best individual blocker for sure.
Since I'm arbitrating this, I'm going to go on recency bias here. The Bears were unable to sack J.J. McCarthy. I watched Jordan Love get chased around the field by the New York Giants.
Yep.
All right.
Just say it.
So I'm leaning Vikings right now.
There we go. Okay. It's 2-1 in favor of my favorite team.
I will say the Giants have a badass defensive line with Brian Burns and Thibodeau. And
how about on a crap team, by the way? You forget about Brian Burns having an unbelievable season. Like, there's cool bright spots there, even though the coach was bad and had to go. And now I think it's Northwestern's finest Kafka. running. Not the philosopher, Mike Kafka, former Wildcats QB. All right, so it's 2-1 Vikings. I like this. Let's just get wide receivers. We all agree.
I mean, the best bit would be for me to go, oh, we've got a bunch of depth and we've got 4 number ones and it's great. Yeah, the Vikings are. Yeah.
Tight ends.
Jordan Addison to be the number 1 receiver for the Packers.
In a heartbeat, absolutely. Although Golden still has a chance. Christian Watson,
he's good.
No one knew he was on the team, and then he just emerges from the mist and gets 2 against the Ratty Giants. Come on.
He gets injured.
Tore ACL.
He gets injured every week.
He does.
He can't stay on the field for an entire game.
He's more fragile than my quarterback right now, okay? Just don't say things you don't mean, Eric. Oh, my goodness. Tight ends, what do we think? Fitzpatrick, Musgrave.
Oh.
See, I like my group better. I need 87 to catch more passes. Wouldn't mind him breaking a tackle once in a while, but he was also wide open for an easy catch and run of 30. And the kid QB overthrew him. I like my tight ends with Oliver and company better.
Brett?
I think 2 weeks ago, we would have had a really good conversation.
Might have been different with Tucker.
Tucker Kraft is really good.
Tucker's sweet.
And I think he is as good as any tight end in the league.
Musgrave isn't bad.
I'm a Musgrave believer, but he can't be used like a regular tight end. He's got to be used like a receiver in a tight end's body, basically. That's his style.
In fairness, I will concede. Tucker should be part of this, maybe grand scheme conversation. I'd give it to them. What do you think?
Like I said, that's why I wanted to ask who's healthy versus the roster.
Yeah. Again, this is arbitrary.
If it's based on just the roster, regardless of who's healthy, then I'll take the Packers.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. Okay. We got a better kicker. Okay, sweet.
Wait a minute. Their kicker is
Haversick, though.
Wait a minute. Your kicker, McManus, is injured, right?
He's questionable.
So who kicked for him last week?
In general, he's questionable.
Yes. Well, they kept playing him even though he had a quad injury, and he kept telling him he's okay, and then he keeps pulling kicks. Go figure. So Haversick has the record for the longest field goal in Packers history at 61 yards. So he's not bad.
To the defensive front, you got Rashawn, you got Parsons. I got Grenard and Van Ginkel. What do we think, Lavelle?
Brett, what's your argument?
I mean, I think Micah Parsons is paid the way that he is for a reason. His pressure rates are unreal, and he comes in clutch when the team needs him. He's been their closer, and Rashawn Gary's pretty good as well. The fan learned.
Yeah, I got to give it.
Is this defensive line or front seven?
Let's just go front, because we're going to be here forever.
I'm going to give a very slight edge to the Packers on this.
Yeah, I think
it was already a good front that got really good because of Parsons.
Well, I love our guys.
Tons of respect with Van Ginkel, Cashman, and Grenard.
No, that's the thing, though. I think the conversation changes not even because of the Parsons. Jalen Redmond's been fantastic. I'm overall, I hate to say it, I've been disappointed with Allen and Hargrave.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm not trying to pretend like Colby Wooden is a future All-Pro here, but it is kind of impressive to move on from Kenny Clark. You're starting to see the fruits of Devontae Wyatt.
Like Drake Rodriguez, though.
And we got El Presidente. I know it's tough. That this is very difficult. Now to the corners, I think that the Packers corners benefit from that defensive front. I actually 100%. Like Isaiah Rodgers and Byron Murphy, although Murphy hasn't splashed like he did. I like our corners better than Nixon, and I think it's Bullard.
Bullard's there. Valentine as well is the other two. So
Nate Hobbs can't stay on the field. I like
former Illini.
I like my group.
Nate Hobbs getting off the field addition by subtraction.
Yeah,
he has not been good.
You're hating my Illini guy there.
Good acquisition.
I think they're a solid. Nixon and Valentine are a solid pair. But Rodgers, when he makes plays, I mean, he impacts the field. I don't think Murphy has been as good as advertised. I would give a slight lean, but I would also say the same thing with I said with the O-line. It's kind of who is least bad out of these two cornerback groups.
I'm going to give the edge to the Vikings here. I think we're talking about two position groups that are not elite by any stretch of the imagination.
Correct. Okay.
But I will give the edge to the Vikings in this one.
I shouldn't have been a Bears fan. Ridiculous. And then finally the safeties. And this is going to pain me because one of my favorite players in purple just played his 200th game.
This is not going to be good. I don't want to have this conversation.
Honestly, I mean, Xavier McKinney is damn good. And I think Evan Williams, he's not perfect. Dude tackles, dude hits, dude plays well.
Big pick last week.
I got Theo Jackson. I'm still trying to figure out Metellus and coverage. I have to give the Pack the safeties. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I agree. Metellus, man, it's hard to put a position on him. He's kind of just like an amoeba. that he kind of like fills in whatever space that B-Flow wants on that particular defense. You know,
Yeah.
he could be like a linebacker, he could be like a safety. You know,
So that's 4-4. Give the kicker to the Vikings. The Vikings win the border battle.
Well, tiebreaker.
On Sunday.
Tiebreaker. Coaching staff
Oh, yeah. And KL, 100% of the time.
and B-Flow.
And B-Flow.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
Can't beat that duel.
So you don't even have to watch on Sunday at noon. You can listen on the radio, of course, but it's a foregone conclusion. It is written. The Vikings will win the border battle.
Well, you're saying that, but the one thing that affects this conversation more than anything in sports is the quarterback position.
Yeah, I know.
And when your quarterback is in the
Love's wonky, but we have a whole different situation over here right now.
if JJ was a baby, he's still learning how to walk.
Yeah.
Or you can go the Caleb Williams comparison when he was drinking out of a fire hose his first year.
There you go. Thanks for hanging out with me, Lavelle.
Oh, always a pleasure.
That's Lavelle Neal III, columnist, Star Tribune. Whether it's the pieces you heard him reporting, I think within the last hour, piece on the curling trials and what's going on in the massive curling community with the Olympics on the horizon. He covers all sports like a blanket, and we love Lavelle for it, even though he is in love with the 7-3 Bears, which is just stupid. But weekly guest, and we love him. Final segment is next. Full show today. Thanks so much to Brett Blakemore for producing, and whether it was Lavelle, it was Gessling, it was Florio, Parker Fox in studio, and of course, Wild head coach John Hines kicking off the festivities. Just appreciate all the guests today. Wild on these airwaves, 8:30 p.m. pregame, 8:55 puck drop. Hoping for 2 points there against the visiting Canes. Volstead in net, it sounds like, from the coach himself. Wolves tonight at 7. Speed on the awful Wizards, and we move on. And that's really how it should be. PA back here tomorrow. Opening the show with the dagger, Wayne Larrivee, voice of the Packers. We'll have Ben Lieber, charts, and some fantasy bits. A lot going on tomorrow on a Thursday. Thanks so much for listening to The Fan. The Grum is next. Have a great afternoon.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.